November, we might be waiting for the first frost right now. And the first frost is apparently the best time to pick sloe berries, commonly known as sloes, for sloe gin, which is a delicious drink that people usually drink during the festive months of the year. The name November was formerly known by the Anglo-Saxons as Blot Monath, meaning blood month, which is the time that beasts out to pasture were slain and salted down for winter. So lots of blood. Talking of oozing red liquid, sloes. The word sloe comes from the Old English slough, and it's just a common word for fruit. Basically just means fruit in Old English, and it must have been very uncommonly eaten given the fact that they didn't bother to distinguish it with a specific name like you would oranges or apples. So yeah, it just meant fruit. In Celtic folklore, the blackthorn is associated with the dark aspects of the year and is considered a sacred tree in Druid traditions. You will need 450 grams of sloes, 225 grams of caster sugar, and 1 litre of gin. I remember when I was a teenager and me and my friend stole a bottle of gin from my other friend's parents' cupboard. Not only did we drink the gin, but I carved the word metal into the wall. I carved the word metal into the wall with a needle. Needless to say, I was not invited back. Maybe the word is still there. I don't know. Sorry, Dan's mum. Step 1. Prick the tough skin of the sloes all over with a needle and put in a sterilised jar. I don't personally care for the taste of gin myself. To me, it tastes somewhat medicinal. Talking of the fact that it does taste medicinal, gin was actually invented by the Dutch and was given as a medicinal drink to troops before they went into battle. The Dutch troops drank gin so heavily before battle that they were known to be completely fearless and excessively brave. The Dutch actually fought alongside the English, so the English also drank this Dutch drink before they went into battle as well, hence the term Dutch courage. How good's that? Step 2. Gin became massively popular in England, especially with the poor. That was because only a couple of sips of the water at the time could actually kill you. It was so contaminated and dirty. Instead, people were drinking beer instead of water, but beer started to become so expensive that people drank gin instead, which was markedly cheaper. So everyone in England became obsessed with gin, and gin was blamed for the high crime rates, misery, madness, stillbirths, and early deaths. Women drank gin alongside men in the pubs, and many women neglected their children and turned to prostitution to make some nice, quick money. Hence gin becoming known as mother's ruin. Step 3. Maple grieves. Ghosts of her departed leaves. The ground is hard as stone. The year is old. The birds have flown. So despite being made by the Dutch, gin has become something of a British thing. In British colonies, gin was used to mask the flavour of quinine, quinine being the only anti-malaria agent around at the time. And the relics of this drink can be seen in the iconic gin and tonic, where the flavour of quinine is seen in tonic water, although just a trace these days. It's amazing, cucumber as an addition to either water or gin and tonic completely changes the sort of taste of such a, maybe an ordinarily quite sharp or bland thing. I mean, if you put cucumber in water, it just gives it this kind of rounded, buttery sort of texture, which is really, really nice. And I'm not sure how it does that exactly, but then obviously with gin and tonic it really takes the edge off that of the quinine in a tonic. So have fun picking your sloes and making your sloe gin. Enjoy the alcohol and the fruit therein, especially in the long hot days of summer. I've always thought that sloe gin by contrast is a very wintry drink, and it really is, because obviously that's when sloes are in season. And it's important actually to always pick sloes after the first frost. That's the rule. Obviously if they're still there and the squirrels haven't eaten them all, which generally speaking I wouldn't have thought they had. So yeah, worth waiting, because apparently it does something to the sugar within the fruit and means that it is somewhat sweeter when you actually come to make the gin. Step 4. Seal tightly and shake well. Store in a cool, dark cupboard and shake every other day, then shake once a week for the next 2 months. Strain the sloe gin through muslin into a sterilised bottle. Stay tuned for what mine looks like in the darker days of December. The stripped and shapely maple grieves the ghosts of her departed leaves. The ground is hard, hard as stone. The year is old. The birds are flown. The year is old. The birds are flown.